This is not ABC. This is not CBS. This is not WGN. This is CAN TV Channel 21. And I am your host, Stephen Silver Carter. And this is the Black Star Still Rising. Glad to have you. You see all those folks looking in on us today? I'm so glad to have you folks. You better get your pencil and paper out. I have such an interesting guest. I already told him he has an encore coming. But we have Dr. Jared Deene. Oh, Jared P. Deene. Okay. PhD, Alpha Brother, and is going to talk about some exciting things that you'll need to take notes about and you'll be interested in. But before I do that, I do the pre-credits because I'm afraid of running out of time and not being able to compliment or to address the people that makes this possible. First of all, to the executive director, Mr. Darius Hillman, we thank you, and as one of the folks that are beneficiary in the program, that's beneficiary of CAN TV, we thank you for being so sensitive and having and allowing community organizations like the Black Star Project to have programs like this to talk about the things that they do in the community. I should also take time right now. This is the time that we talk about our founder, Philip Jackson, the founder of the Black Star Project, who has made this possible and has turned the reins over to Gloria Smith, his sister, who is executive director of the Black Star Project. We shout out also to our very capable studio producer. That's Imani Payne. And Rocio might not be in today, but she's one of our studio producers too. Wave at them. Okay, wave at them. Okay, very good. And last but not least, let me say hello, recognition of my producers, my associate producers. That's Dr. Mike Washington and Ellis Taylor. Thank you all for making this possible. I have a special acknowledgement today. We talked about our late founder of the Black Star Project, Philip Jackson, who was an educator, an activist. I want to pay a tribute to one of our frat brothers who we just memorialized, had his Omega services, and that is Dr. Richard Kerr. Dr. Dickie Kerr, as we've talked to, educator, principal in the Chicago Public Schools at Nash School, I think, for 22 years, an instructor at Loyola University. We give tribute to him and what he has brought to education in Chicago. So welcome again to being here with Jared Deene, our guest and member of the Xi Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha. And also, what is your title in terms of Excel and with the programs that we're going to be talking about today?
Sure. So I am the chair of the Education Committee of the Xi Lambda Education Foundation.
Very good. And you're going to find out a lot about this because Jared is going to talk about the trends in education, about how one can become a scholar or receive scholarships through the Excel, through the Xi Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha. Jared, what can we talk about? What can we talk about first of all? How does one get a scholarship? Give us a little bit, because there's something coming up this weekend that is dear to your heart and makes these scholarships possible.
Yeah.
Something we've been doing. How many years have we been doing this?
Over 30.
Over 30 years, but actually it's about 100 years.
We've been serving for about 100 years.
Serving that back to high school, back to college.
Go to high school,
and this is just a continuation of what Alpha Phi Alpha has been doing for over 100 years.
Sure.
So you got the mic for a change.
Yeah. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. In terms of the scholarships that our foundation offers, the scholarship is open to any young man who is attending high school in the Chicagoland area. So it's not just relegated to the city. So we do have some young boys who are in the suburbs as well. We judge you on your academics. You got to have a strong
you mean you
academic
gotta be
record.
smart,
A
okay.
strong academic record.
That's a tradition I know about.
Yes, you. We also review your essays, so you have to write a
Okay.
strong essay, and then we have recommendations from your guidance counselor.
So they got to be
as
able
well.
to communicate too.
You have to be able to communicate. We'll give them a prompt, and they will write about it. And generally, it's something around how you overcome some type of obstacle.
How many are you funding now, and what is the range of scholarships that you have over the years?
Yeah, so we're fortunate that this year we'll be giving away 25 scholarships.
25 scholarships. Okay.
$2,000 each, so
Wow,
$50,000 total.
wow.
Yes, and that number has actually grown, and so because of the support of our community, so the folks that are watching, so we say thank you. It has allowed us to not only grow the number of scholarship recipients, but also the amount.
Okay, but you also have a target audience. You have a target audience of black and brown young men that you solicit, identify. Go tell us a little bit about that and how you happen to be part of that, because that's part of your other life too. It's not just that alpha life. Yeah.
Sure. I am an educator, but in the work that I do for Xi Lambda chapter, so I'm the former director of educational activities prior to coming on the board. And so in that, I've helped to develop the mentoring groups where we reach out to, again, any boy that's in the city who's interested in having mentoring. We also support our grammar schools as well. So we've done reading for the smaller babies, and then for the older boys, we mentor them at a school that we have adopted. We've adopted numerous schools across the city. And so for our high schoolers, we provide mentoring, and generally that's on a Saturday, and we'll take field trips. We will also offer sessions on etiquette, writing scholarships writing essays for college, how to get into college, how to select a major, looking at different careers.
I'm going to stop you there for a second, because that's true to my heart right now. My grandkids, they're twins. One's a senior at Loyola Academy on Wilmette. The other one's a senior at St. Ignatius. They both are graduating. They've been accepted. The boy twin, and that is Stephen Harris, he has been accepted at Michigan State University, where his dad was graduated from. And his sister is going to be at either Tulane or Oberlin. And I think what's interesting to me, and you and I talked a little bit about this, how does one go about choosing a career path, majoring in this or that? What are some of the things that you would advise if you were their counselor? What would you advise to do?
One thing that I was taught, and we didn't find this out till later, was think about something that you would do for free.
Okay.
A job that you would do for free. Okay. And that is probably the career that you should probably choose from. It is basically that simple to begin with.
But wait a minute. My granddaughter is going into anthropology. Now, what job is that? I haven't had a chance to ask my granddaughter about this job in anthropology, and I probably her daddy has asked her about that too. But what kind of question should she be asking?
Sure, you can ask the admissions folks, like at the college campuses, what do graduates in this major typically do? What fields do they get into? We're such a diverse country now in terms of jobs that even if you have a liberal arts degree in anthropology, you could get into, maybe marketing or some other fields as well. That may require you having a minor.
Yeah, right.
But what I know from my experience is that organizations and companies that are hiring, they're looking for smart folks, folks that are doing well in school. So if you find something that you're passionate about, then you'll do well in school, and these companies will come looking for you.
She's kind of a Renaissance woman, as she is, and I can see why anthropology can apply. She can play drums. She's been in plays. She's really a Renaissance woman, and I know that. I haven't asked her why she picked anthropology, but I'm going to find out. But I think, as you are showing, that there are different avenues for different career paths, and that industry, I'll put that broadly, is looking for somebody who's smart, who can articulate, who can communicate, etc. Here's one tricky one. I'm not throwing a curve at you. AI, the influence of AI, and folks are getting afraid that AI is going to be taking so many jobs or career or doing something to minimizing their career path. Can you talk about AI and what the trends are and what you see?
Sure. So as a higher education administrator, so one of the things that we deal a lot with is students using AI to complete projects.
Okay.
Or what I say, traditional projects.
Okay, is that cheating now?
That is if you are supposed to write a paper and you
Okay.
give it a prompt and it prints a paper out for
Okay,
you. That is
okay,
cheating. But what we're starting to discover is campuses, colleges, and universities that embrace AI can actually use it to actually help teach students. And so what that means is that you may have to change the assignments. So versus having it write a paper, you may do an assignment and use AI to get some additional resources
Okay.
to help support that paper that you are writing. And so it's a matter of how campuses are embracing this technology. So I do think that it is groundbreaking. It is very helpful. It can help close the gaps. So for folks who don't understand information, if you learn how to do searches, it will allow you to get the information that you need to make yourself more prepared for this ever-changing world.
My grandson has been in computers since he was knee-high to a duck, and I think that's what he's going to be majoring in, but I guess there's some subcategories of that too.
Sure.
And my guess is security would be a big part of the computer field.
Huge.
More and more.
Even before AI came out, security was becoming a growing field. It was
Yes.
growing exponentially.
Yes.
There are jobs out there that organizations can't even fill because you don't have enough trained folks. And so that is definitely a field to look into if you are looking into technology. Security is going to be a big field, and then as AI continues to grow, it's going to be even bigger looking into the future.
I have maybe a false sense of security, being in communication and writing, that you can't take the creativity of a writer.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think so, but I'll find out soon. And I do see the parallels of having AI as support to give me background and details. Pardon me. Excuse me. That I need to have that will enable me to write more correctly or information-wise. Let me do this real quick. Pardon me. Excuse this. Can you talk a little bit, Dr. Deene, about trends that you are seeing in education? You've been in education, an activist in education. In fact, you do it at your church too. Tell us about what you see are trends and how students out there, whether high school or college, should look at to take advantage of.
Yeah, so I think that one area that folks may have not considered coming out of COVID would be the nursing and the allied health careers, so like nursing and dental hygienists, imaging specialists, so the people that do the radiology, CT scans, all of those. In some previous roles, I've served as a dean or associate dean in these fields, and these healthcare organizations can't get enough good quality folks to come and work into those fields. And you actually can make a very good living with just an associate's degree now. And so some of the advice that I would give to my students is, or any student that would ask, is if you're interested in obtaining a college degree, a 4-year degree, because that may be the goal, you can actually get an associate's degree in one of these fields, these nursing or allied health fields, and then you can work towards your bachelor's degree while you're working, because even with your associate's degree, you're allowed to have what we talked about, this livable wage.
That's right. I'm glad you mentioned
Yes.
livable versus minimum wage. And that opens a lot more doors, doesn't it? If you can look at it a different way, for somebody to go into additional training, not the college that we became associated with.
Yep.
It's a different kind of look at a view that's going to open doors and
Absolutely.
be made comfortable to you to get into where your strengths are.
Absolutely. And I think that it's a good opportunity for folks that are interested in getting in medicine.
Okay.
These are opportunities because you are providing healthcare. You're getting that exposure. But like I said, some folks have different financial constraints and they have different life challenges that prevents them from doing a traditional 4 years undergrad, 4 years med school, and then a residency. So this is an opportunity for you to work in the healthcare field, be able to provide for your families, and then if the doctor, the MD, or the DDS, which is dental, if that is your desire, then you can work towards getting into that goal. And so I just think that folks should take another look at community college. I think from my era, and probably yours as well, there was a stigma.
I got another generation better than you.
I think that
I got another generation ahead of you, my brother.
there's a stigma. There was a stigma with attending community
Junior
colleges.
colleges.
Yes, a junior
Just
college.
the idea of junior college, you know. You junior
But now they I think that with technology, with AI, with COVID, I think that now those barriers and those gaps and stigmas are all now bleeding away or fading away. And
new
now the
opportunities.
organizations are starting to work together, and they realize that, okay, so we can maybe work together so we can increase the employability of folks in the community.
Now, you mentioned to me when we were preparing for this the concept of dual credit options. Can you
Yes.
talk about that a little bit? Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I think that is something that I would encourage all high schoolers to look into.
Listen to this now. Listen.
Yes.
You pull somebody in if they're on a machine or something. Get ready. Watch this. Take notes.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for students in high school to begin to take college courses. And these
In
are
high school.
Yes.
Taking college courses.
Yes.
Okay.
So most folks are probably familiar with the AP exam or AP courses, the advanced placement
Okay,
courses.
yeah.
So another option is you have the dual credit or dual enrollment. Dual credit is you take the class as a high school student at your high school. Your regular teacher would teach it, but that teacher is certified, and so you will get the college credit for that course. And it would be just like you walked on the campus of a college, whereas dual enrollment is you actually are physically on the campus taking the course.
Parents, are you listening to this? You are part of the counseling group for your kids.
Absolutely.
He's bringing you some information. Do you have a phone number or email address or website that our viewers can get further information?
Sure. If you just ask your child's college counselor, a guidance counselor, I think they call it, if you ask the guidance counselor about that, because the agreements are different depending on the school district.
Okay.
Yes, and so generally the district will work with the local community college in terms of getting these dual credit courses. And so if a student is very focused and understand kind of what they want to do, and if you're not, that's fine, because everyone isn't at that place. But if someone knows that they are going to go to college and they want to get a degree, you can actually, in your junior year, and it may be earlier as well, you can graduate high school with an associate's degree.
With an associate's.
Along with your high school diploma. And you technically, from a credit standpoint, could be a junior going into certain colleges. And a lot of times this works for the state schools. So there are articulation agreements between the community colleges that grant the associate's degree and the state schools, and they will say if you get these credits, which is generally 60, that's half of the 120 to get the bachelor's degree, you can walk onto your campus as a quote-unquote freshman, but
Advanced,
credits-wise, you will be a junior.
You know, you brought up something interesting too, and and the fact that many students change their minds and majors. For instance, when I got accepted to Marquette University, I was accepted into the School of Speech Therapy. And I don't know what made me go into speech, think about that at the time. But before I graduated from De La Salle High School here in Chicago, I changed into biz ed, and that's how I got into communication, et cetera. You know, but I changed my mind before I even got to college. The folk, what are some of the stories that you've seen and the students that you've been with? Because these stories are interesting too, about folks, how they got into a career path. How did you get into your career path?
I'll be honest with you. when I was graduating, I came from humble beginnings in Central Virginia.
This is back in Virginia.
Central Virginia. And so I was told that there are only a few fields that you are considered a quote-unquote professional when you graduate.
Okay.
So there was either nursing, architecture, or engineering. And I know I wasn't going to be a nurse.
Okay.
I didn't have the drawing skills to be an architect.
Yeah.
I liked math and science, so I
Okay.
said I should be. I thought I would be an engineer.
Okay.
And then as I went along, I
You
realized
got your
that
bachelor's from the University of Virginia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you got your master's from
University of Florida.
Florida, and you got your doctorate from. This brother is heavy. I got He's genuinely heavy, but you wouldn't know just walking. He could walk with kings to lose a common touch. All right, we had to learn about
Absolutely.
that, right? Okay,
Absolutely.
But finish telling me about this and how you got into your career path.
Yeah, so I started when I graduated college. I moved to Washington, D.C., or the DMV, as it's called, like
Yeah.
a lot of my college classmates. I worked for Siemens Communications. That was when telephone systems were becoming more digitized and more, computer-based.
I had the same experience. I was with AT&T long
So yes,
yeah, so I know
yes.
about it. Yeah.
And then I went and worked for a consulting firm, and in the DC area, one of my clients was actually the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. So I actually did a technology project with them, and then so I really got interested in how we can make healthcare more efficient and effective, and so that's what led me to the program at the University of Florida. So even though it was a master's in systems engineering, it was a focus in hospital systems, and then was just then I just kind of rolled into the doctoral program in health services.
Wow, what a fascinating trip that you've made, and all the things that have added to what you're doing now, what you're doing in the community. Will you do some of the things with your church too, with your church family?
Sure. So so for
Can we mention your church family?
Sure. So hey, to my Trinity United Church of Christ.
Trinity, I heard a little bit about
A
Trinity.
little bit.
Reverend Moss. Okay.
Yeah. No, I work with the alphas that attend Trinity,
Okay.
and we similarly, like a lot of the organizations, a lot of the Deene organizations, we raise money for scholarships for the members of the church as well. And so I just take that passion for providing educational access and resources to even into my house of worship.
You told me about one of the brothers, one of the stories. This is a brother at the University of Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going to, what do you project him to be? Tell us a little background about him, his background, and what you anticipate that he's going to be in at some point in life.
Sure. So we're talking about one of our brothers.
You can name him. It's
Elijah
okay.
Jenkins,
Okay.
who is graduating from the University of Chicago and is going to be a scholar. I can't think of the name of the fellowship. And Marshall
Oh,
Fellow.
wait, you say he's coming out of UFC?
UFC.
Oh, he's got some credentials right there.
Then he's going to be a Marshall Fellow, and I just predict that he will be running the State Department
Yeah.
in a very short period of time.
After the next administration, of course.
Well, whenever, maybe even in this one, they'll recognize his talent.
Talent is talent, right?
Talent is talent.
Yeah. So how many students have come through the scholarship program over the past few years that you've been involved that have received scholarships? And $2,000 is getting more and more each year. The more you can raise monies for it. What would you suggest, or how can you invite folks to be involved?
Sure.
In supporting this. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So if you're interested in obtaining information about the scholarship, you can go to the foundation's page, which is xlef.org.
Listen to this, right? He's going to repeat it.
xlef.org.
Okay.
And then there's information on the site about the spring showcase that we're having this
Talk
Saturday.
a little bit about because that's this week, and it's not too late. There might be some opportunities. Well, they should call somebody because we can't talk about that directly, but that's one of the avenues to make these scholarships possible. That and the golf outing.
Yes, our two biggest fundraisers are the spring showcase and our golf outing that we will have in June.
In June, okay.
And both information on both is available on the foundation's webpage that I just gave.
Give it once more because folks are slow in writing this down.
xlef.org.
Very good. When you come back, I know we've missed a bunch of things. What are you going to give us a primer of what we're going to do next time you come back, because I know you're going to have some things to share with us.
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay,
But we can
okay.
continue to talk about access to educational resources and how folks can look into utilizing workforce as well to get those necessary skills.
Yeah, I'm excited and interested in how you transfer these skills that you talk about and still not be affected adversely by AI. That's one of the things that's going to be a challenge to students right now. What should they be looking at? How should they be using AI without cheating?
Always thinking of it as a way to enhance your learning, not as a way to get over.
Okay, very good.
It can be an enhancement.
Can I thank you very much for being with us today?
Oh, I
This is
appreciate
what we usually put your arms up. All right. Thank you. And thank you, audience, for coming out. And remember this. He's going to be back, and you'll good look to see him before. Thank you for being with us today. Wait, look at all those folks out there. Brothers out there. Thank you for watching.